Welcome back to A Record of My Father. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite meals. I mean, I would say about 5 years ago, if you asked me what my favorite meal of the day was, it was breakfast, hands down. And we're going to talk about my dad's affinity for the English breakfast. He loves it, and especially the tomatoes with the bean juice. Yeah,
Oh my
that's what we're
God.
talking about today is breakfast. I know of Metro 29 Diner in Arlington. Spinach, feta, and bacon omelet. I ate that about 7 years ago. It was a good time. It was a good time there. Good textures. Good
Do you know
textures.
why they call it breakfast?
Why?
Because it breaks the fast.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Never fucking knew that. I just did like one of your little whoopee tube searches, and it's like, whoa. Immediate energy and cognitive fuel required to stay focused and alert. Eating in the morning offers several key health benefits: enhanced focus, metabolic boost, and nutrient intake. I mean, the one
Made
you
up.
mentioned, I'll just jump to that real quick. Quite a long time ago, your mother and I, pre you, in the 90s, we did a trip to the UK and Amsterdam and Paris. Paris to Amsterdam, UK, Paris, and Amsterdam. I booked the first day and the last day. And it was the coolest trip because it was like, we were heavily into spontaneity. And so we had like the first day booked. We flew to London. We stayed at a hotel there. We ended up extending a day to see London more. Then we hopped on a train and we're going to Paris. And on the way, the train had a stop for whatever the fuck it was. I don't know what it was. And stopped at Canterbury. And of all the things in the world, and I read Chaucer. And so I was like, hey, can we see this? And she's like, yeah. So we jumped off the train, which we had a ticket that was fungible to move. And we went into Canterbury and we walked around and we saw all this stuff. And so then we stayed there the night and we get up the next morning and we go to the place that's the place for breakfast. And so I walk in and I'm thinking like the place for breakfast. And it was for the big, they called it the big breakfast. And it was £3 50 or £2. It was £2 50 or £3 50. And I think a pound was like a buck 80. So it was like $7 or $8 for breakfast, which was, this is 92, 93, something like that. So I'm sitting there and I'm excited because I see the picture and I don't see, it was like when you go into a McDonald's and you see or a Wendy's, we should say Wendy's now because the Baconator, and you see the Baconator on the screen, and you're like, my gosh. And then you see it in life and you're like, no, you're kidding me. That's a child's ass. That's not an adult ass. Anyway, I get the plate, they bring it out, and it's on a tray, and hers and mine. And she got, some small thing. I don't think she got the same super big, uh, Irish breakfast or English breakfast. And so my plate was this big. And on my plate was two blood sausages, which are black.
Do you like
Okay.
blood sausage?
No,
No.
no. I tried it for the first time there. No. And then this black stuff, which was like blood pudding.
Yeah.
And then two eggs at the bottom. The plate with it's round, at the bottom was the eggs. Pork and beans. Pork and beans that had been scooped out of a pot where half of the ladle or a quarter of the ladle was beans and a quarter of the ladle was the juice. Boom, plopped on a plate, and the stuff just ran across the plate. Mushy peas, which are green smushed peas. They were smushed down on the plate in like a circle of about this big, and it kind of looks like if you ate of avocado and vomited, that's what it would look like. So it was avocado vomit. That's what I was thinking of, even though I never had an avocado at that point in my life.
That's
Anyway,
interesting because mushy peas generally isn't on the full English.
it was there. It was there. And then here was the kicker. They had cooked the two eggs over easy. The big sunny side up, the sunny's on the top side, right?
Yeah.
And they cooked them in a sea of grease. And so when they scooped them out, they dropped them on the plate with they must have cooked them with a ladle. And the same with the sausages. They cooked them, and the sausages, one was hard and one was raw. And so they're sitting on the plate, and you have the bean, pork and beans breakfast, 7:30 in the morning, congealing with the grease from the eggs. And typically eggs do not have grease. So what kind of grease it was, I don't know. It's probably dog grease. Who
I
knows?
stopped eating Sunny Side Up too. I don't like
Yeah.
that. I
I
stopped
know
liking
over
them.
easy makes them a little tighter. Sunny side up makes them looser. But the
Yeah.
whole idea that you have runny eggs with grease and the syrup from pork and beans and the grease from blood pudding, like not the pudding, but and then the mushy peas were a little wet,
That's
so they had
crazy.
the green stuff sifting down the plate. I ate half of one egg. I ate like half of a sausage, and I mean 3 pounds 50 was a lot, you know. I mean, we
Yep.
were not we had the business hadn't taken off and all that kind of stuff like that. And it's like I think it was like my first real vacation or something. But it was
Eight
and
dollars
we'd
for
been
breakfast is crazy back then. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah, it
insane.
was $8 or $9 or something like that,
Do you
and it
know
was like,
why the English
whoa.
pound is that much more? Like, why?
Uh
Is it because of it's a bond-based economy or something like that? Is there a reason, or is it just because
well,
people believe
why
that
is one
it's?
currency stronger than another? I
I
mean, it
have no
used to
idea.
be because you have trade imbalances, supply and demand. More people want to use the English pound than want to use something else.
Really, the
Also,
U.S. dollar
also,
like that
also,
doesn't.
there's an economy based behind it that says that when you have a pound, it will buy this much in England. So it has a certain
Okay,
amount of
interesting.
structure to it. I mean, if you had a pound and it would only buy a piece of candy in London, the price would be different because it would be, or you could buy a ton of stuff. You
Was
know
it
what I
also
mean?
because there's less of that dollar in circulation? Is that also, or less
Yeah,
of
well,
that
yeah,
currency in
supply and demand is
circulation?
absolutely fits. And there's probably, and I'm not an economist, and I'm not a guy that knows international. I know
I don't know
international
forex
finance.
at all. That's why I'm asking. Yeah.
I knew a little bit. I do not know enough to tell you with any complete confidence why.
Mhm.
I can certainly make shit up and tell you. Well, it's because it rains more in London than it does in France, and that's why the currency's stronger
Well, you know what I'll
because
say.
the vegetables grow faster. What do you think? Does that sound like a good reason?
That sounds
I like
accurate.
that. That
The
sounds good to
vegetables are the
me.
ones that are actually making the currency there. The full
Yeah.
English I ate was at the Princess Diana Cafe, and it was actually just the normal one. It was the bacon, sausage, egg, baked beans, tomatoes, mushrooms, bread,
Oh, I
and
had
then
tomatoes too. I forgot.
I think there was an addition of the hash brown as well. But the hash brown was really good. There was no
What
blood
kind of
pudding in
oil?
mine. No oil at all. They said, "How do you want your eggs?" I said, "Over easy," and they
Yeah.
said, "Okay, we can do that." It wasn't
Yeah, I
just
always do over easy now. You've turned me on to that.
either that. If I'm not feeling, it, I'm doing over hard. If I'm
Yeah.
not feeling the runniness that day, but the bread,
Yeah.
you get the bread. So I mean, that's fine. It's going to be a final day if you
I
get the
think we
bread.
had toast too, and I think I had a piece of the toast that was, if I remember, it was cooked, but it was like, uh, you know how when white bread gets cooked and then it gets hard, but it's not actually cooked.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's what it
see.
was.
I
I,
don't
re-
like
I
that.
remember
So
the
stale.
softness going like,
So stale is what you're talking about.
yeah, no, it was warm. So
Oh, it
I
was
assume
warm.
they tried to toast it, but they toasted it too fast, and it really wasn't brown or something. And it was just like
Toasted
everything on the
fast.
plate was shit. And it's like rarely have I actually gotten a dish with so many different things where not one was good. Because I mean, we travel quite frequently, and I've been to a lot of different places, and I'll order like, oh, give me the Buenos Aires special, and certainly you're going to get seven little things, and three of them are going to be abso-fucking-lutely nasty, But you're going to have tried them because they're Hepzibah, Slop and Slop, or whatever the hell they are that's local. It's the pig nose, it's the goat's ass, it's the frog's balls. But then you're going to taste something, you're going to be like, wow, that's really good. That's really good. That's really good. So you sort of trial and error what you do when you do that kind of stuff. It's like when you had the guinea pig. Guinea pig was really, really good in Central America.
Ecuador,
And
Típico, right?
huh?
Plato Típico was the pork chop, and then you got some sort of plantain on the side, and then I think you also got like pinto beans or something, and then you also got
Ah,
like a piece of chicken. I think if I remember.
Yeah.
Plato Tipico, yeah. But
Oh wow. Different.
what has been your favorite breakfast for as long as
My favorite
I'm on a
breakfast
breakfast
by
burrito.
far, Step. And I went when we first moved here. There was a Ritz Carlton in Tyson's Corner.
It still
And I
is.
think it was your wife's, or it was either our fifth anniversary, sixth anniversary, or it was, I don't think it was Mother's. It might have been Mother's Day or something like that. But I went there and it was $75 a head for breakfast. So that in itself was $150 for breakfast. Is just absolutely stupid.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Just that's stupid. But we went and they had a full seafood bar. They had unlimited good champagne. They had the eggs were just whoa. And they made coffee in a percolator. You love my glove, right? The that's so I can't pick my nose anymore with this thing. Anyway, the they made it in those the old timey pots, the coffee pot that had the little thing on the top, and they percolate and the coffee cooks through it. And I
Yeah.
had a cup of coffee, and it was just like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And it was just like everything I got. I tried. They had lobster, they had crab, they had oysters, they had shrimp. They had eggs. They had, which is weird to eat seafood and all that. But I mean, it was like, hey, you're here. Eggs cost $4 at Denny's. Eggs here cost
$25.
probably this, yeah, probably the same. But and it
Well,
was
that
the
was the whole
whole.
thing with
And early when you're skinnier, you're always thinking about value. When it's later, you're like, God, I'm fat. I don't need to eat anymore. So
well, Founding Farmers, which neighbors that Ritz Carlton, kind of
they're
did a
pretty good.
cop. They did a copy and paste on that,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
undercut by $25. I think it's 50 a
yeah.
person a head. But
For
I think that
breakfast,
that's funny because, like, yeah, for
is it
breakfast.
good?
Well, it's brunch, right? It's a brunch. It's not like
Yeah.
because you're not gonna make money if you're serving breakfast
Oh,
at,
this must have been a brunch. This
every
is
day.
definitely a
Yeah.
brunch. It was definitely a brunch for that kind of money.
I'm gonna include this though in this episode because
Hmm.
it's like it's the same thing in my opinion.
Hmm.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
$50
brunch
head.
and breakfast.
I remember I went one time. It was good, but I was
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I just like I don't like to eat until noon normally. But I guess if you're
right.
eating brunch, it's like the brunch runs till like 1, I guess 1 or
Hmm.
2, something like that. But since I don't drink alcohol anymore, it's like why would you even go to brunch? Like I
There
don't know.
was okay. I'm just wrap back and
Mhm.
but I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. Finish your
Oh,
thought.
I was pretty much done. Other than the
Okay.
fact that I've been making a list of
Hmm.
breakfast burritos in LA. I'm at
Hmm.
like 25 or 30 at this point.
Roots has got one that's just wow, really, really good.
Breakfast
Love their
burrito.
breakfast burrito is just yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Around
need to
here,
check
I
that out.
haven't. I'm not on a thing. I love the it's Silver Diner. They had huevos rancheros with bison.
Oh, that's
Really,
still really
really,
good. Years
just
later after they added that to the menu.
really, really good. And I still go there. And every time I order or near breakfast, I'm like huevos rancheros
When's the
bison.
last time you
You
went
know,
there?
she was asking me what I want to do for Father's Day. I'm going like, I could go there. And then we ended up just eating ice cream from her birthday.
Oh, there you go.
And I had bought her some fruit that was chocolate dipped, the edibles,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
they are, not the smoking weed edibles, but the fruit edibles that you get. And
Oh, yeah.
for her birthday, because her birthday was the day before, and
Did you get the
we just ate
strawberries?
chocolate strawberries, pineapples, chocolate dipped apples,
Yeah.
chocolate dipped bananas,
They're always
chocolate.
amazing too. Say what you will
Yeah,
about edible arrangements and how much it costs and everything
yeah.
like that, but man, the quality of the fruit every single time. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do, what the GMOs are in that fruit, but every single time it's
I
incredible.
would say
Yeah.
that when I buy a bouquet, it's like buck and a half, right?
Oh, it's
150
so
bucks,
expensive,
something
yeah,
like
for
that.
the
Now, I bought a $99 fruit tray
Mhm.
that was more than either one of us could eat in multiple days
Oh,
before it
yeah.
would spoil. And it had two little cheesecakes with
Oh.
funfetti on each one. It was just the funfetti dipped strawberries. Oh my God. I could not like Very, very addicting. Amazing, amazing food. Just really, really, really loved it. I mean, I look at that. I look at what else was I going to talk about? Oh, another amazing brunch that I had was used to be a restaurant in Georgetown, and it was on the if you're going down M Street towards the city, on the right hand side at 29th and M. I can't remember the name of it. I was dating somebody in 86 or
Mhm.
87, 86, 86 from Dallas. And she used to come up here and visit, and I would visit her in Dallas. And she came up and visit for the weekend, and she had a flight that night. So we go at 11 o'clock, and and it's a champagne brunch for like $30. All you can drink champagne.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I don't remember going home. I don't remember kissing her goodbye. I don't remember how she got to the airport. I called her not that night because I passed out and I woke up at like real late and I was worried. And this is before you could track people on a phone.
Yeah.
So I called her the next morning and worst hangover I've had in a long
Champagne
time.
hangovers top 10.
But she made it, and
Top
she lived in
5.
Dallas, and she had to catch a flight, and she went out, and I'm going like, how did you get that? And she goes, I thought it was a good idea for me to take a taxi, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a little short on mind here, but that was oh my god, it was a great time. It was we had eggs Benedict, and the eggs Benedict was amazing, and maybe if you drink 6 glasses of champagne with your eggs Benedict, that it's really, really, really good. And it was a good champagne. It was not like a Rocket Corbel, but it was a good quality, Great Western, I think it was. But it was, and I was just like shocked that they would serve decent champagne. We
That is
drank
shocking.
4 to 6 bottles between us. It was just because she was a rockin' drunk and I was a rockin' drunk, and two rockin' drunks that just ate breakfast and all weekend long. And we were in our prime. She was probably 105. I remember my sister met her and goes like, she's little old for you. I don't know about you, man, but when you're one of your peers, your brother, your sister,
One
and you
of
wouldn't
your
have
peers.
this, your friends tells you that she she a little old for you.
I think that's so, man. Yeah, I think the champagne hangover. I said top 5 before. No, it's number 1 actually,
Yeah,
because
it
there's
was
nothing worse than a champagne hangover. Even malt liquor, like, is not as bad as
mhm.
in Steel Reserve and fortified
Oh,
wine. Not nearly as bad as champagne.
give me the bull, man.
The
Yeah,
champagne hangover.
Red
Because I
Rocket.
remember during the pandemic, we drank about 4 or 5 bottles one night, and
Yeah,
that was I woke up and I thought I had died. I was
somebody's
like,
just kicking you in the head, just like,
it's
and there's
constantly.
nothing you can do about it. You do aspirin, you drink water, and you have the liquor sweats,
Oh
which
yeah.
is just and they smell and it makes you want to vomit, but you can't really vomit because you don't, and you're
Well,
just
the
like,
nice thing about the
oh
liquor hangover too is that it's all bile. So you're just throwing a bile, but
yeah.
your head
Because
doesn't really
well,
hurt
usually
that
you've
much.
chucked the night before.
Yeah, that too. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I mean, the beer hangover is good because
Yeah.
usually you've eaten 2 fucking large pizzas before you went to bed.
No, exactly. And I would have
Arrgh.
to agree. But breakfast wise, I'm trying to think of other famous breakfasts that
Yeah.
Chesapeake Bagel Bakery, Chesapeake Bagel
Oh my
Bakery.
God. What is it?
Number
The
one
Italian?
in my heart and number one of all time. We got to make merchandise for Chesapeake
Yeah.
Bagel Bakery. That'd be awesome
They
before they
are.
go
They
under.
are. Yeah. The one in McLean. I
Well,
have not
I've
tried it.
people.
Have you tried them anywhere else?
There's one in Chesterbrook Shopping Center, and then there's one in like some.
Chesterbrook?
Yeah, yeah. No, or not Chesterbrook. Where's Peter Chaw?
Peter Cha?
Where the Harris Teeter is in Arlington.
Oh, there's one there.
Yeah, there's one there. I didn't know that until I was 16, and I went over and I saw Blue Diva, and I said, "Oh my God, there's a Chesapeake Bagel Bakery over here." He's like, "Yeah, this is the only one," and I'm like, "No, there's one in McLean." He's like, "What? There's one in McLean?" And it was the weirdest thing ever. It's like when you go through the doorway and you're going to a parallel universe. But no, that's the weirdest place in the world because it's in like a rundown shopping center, in
Yep.
the one of the richest small towns in the world. And
Well,
all the
so's the
high
other one.
schoolers go there, and all the older people go there.
That's the Arlington one. Okay,
Mm-mm.
I've got one Old Dominion, that's ours. There's one Yorktown, that's probably his. There's one in Burke, your mother and I went to. I see
There's
three.
one in Burke, really.
So there's three. There's only
That's
three. There
funny.
used to be a bunch of them when they started to expand, and
Well, it was like
I guess
Einstein,
they
right?
family owned and operated. Well, Einstein never got the bagels were too big
Einstein
and
sucks.
they were chewy. And I know you're supposed to want chewy, but they were overly chewy,
What
you
is
know?
that with people that are always talking about having you know what's weird too is that at other bagel places they ask me when I order a bagel sandwich like, do you want it toasted? I'm like, no shit, I want it toasted. What do you mean? What am I
Why
going
would
to eat?
anybody not want a bagel
And then like
toasted?
that's 80% of other bagel places. They ask me if I want
New
my
York,
bagel
New
toasted.
York would do that all the time because they want to get it served fast. And you're
What,
like,
I want a bagel with cream cheese that's not toasted? That makes
I've
no
seen it.
sense.
I've seen that done, and you know why?
Why? Why? Tell me,
Because
explain.
I don't have time.
Ah,
I see this all the time. In New York, I would see it a lot, and I just see people go, "Oh, bagel, cream cheese, bagel, cream cheese." But then I was just like, "Not toasted. What?"
that's disgusting.
And you'd be like, "What?" And I'm talking like our office was the Helmsley, and I would get there and go across the street to where Grand Central Station is, and there's a bakery, whatever the hell you call it, cookie, make your sandwich, all you
Deli.
make food by the pound deli place there that you go through. And I'd grab a bagel there and then go to the office and a bagel and cream cheese. And it's like, it's like $1,100. And, but, like everything in New York. But every single day, you want it toasted? You want it toasted? No, I want you to wipe it in your armpit and put a little hair on it and then put some
Ugh.
cheese on it and then maybe let that guy rub it across his mustache
Y-
and then wrap it up and give it to me.
You know what I
That's
will
what I
say?
want
I will
because
say
that's
one thing
faster.
is that NY Bagels in Mara Vista is a solid competitor to Chesapeake. My God.
Really?
Oh my gosh. I was
Where?
shocked. In Mara Vista, California,
Yeah.
and in Los Angeles, matter of fact, it's a
Hmm.
neighborhood in Los Angeles. It's called NY Bagels. And
Yeah.
it looks like just any other bagel place, but it's
Yep.
not. Oh my gosh. Like that
Do
is
they
the
make them in the
Chesapeake.
big kettle and they cook them
I
in
think
there?
so because the bagels are that good. I was shocked. And the sandwich too. You get an Italian and they stack it perfectly high like this. It's like this high of a sandwich.
It's like a Carnegie Deli sandwich.
It's amazing. It's absolutely
I mean,
incredible.
the Carnegie Deli was too much. It was way too much. But I mean, I think of other places for like brunch that I've done Jay Gilbert's brunch. It's okay.
I didn't even know
It's
they did brunch
you get what you pay for. And then Founding Farmers, I liked it
in the
maybe
beginning.
the first time or the second time, but then now it's burned it out.
It
But I can
became
eat
run down, yeah.
I can eat the Bagel Bakery once a week and not have a problem. I could do Roots once a week. The burrito, the breakfast burrito, sausage is just whoa, just really, really, really. I don't know if they do Jimmy Dean or whatever it is. I would tell you if you think about certain types of breakfast foods, the Jimmy Dean sausages or the Jimmy Dean
Like the
like the
ground
little
sausage.
or the
You can
biscuits.
buy the
Yeah,
tube at the store. You can buy the ground sausage at the
yeah,
store.
yep. That's it. That is so good. We used to have that when I was a kid. When my mother finally got a raise to where she was, it was above a subsistence level. That was one of the splurges to buy Jimmy Dean sausage because we always bought Gwaltney sausage, which was I think Gwaltney was owned by Smithfield. I don't remember, but then we moved to Jimmy Dean's, which was much more expensive. Oh my God! And what was the other one? There's a restaurant named after it. Like I've eaten at Cracker Barrel. No,
Crystal restaurant. Well, that's a hot sauce.
no, no, no,
No, that's a Louisiana hot sauce. That's a great hot
no.
sauce.
Well, Cracker Barrel I'll never eat at again because of what your meme said.
Yeah, that was foul.
That
I
just
never
grossed me
really
out.
liked it in the first place. I
I always felt like it smells like old people, which
I went
that's
once.
you
I
know
went once, yeah, and I don't think I went to Denny's the other day. You got to be really specific about what you order there because
Yeah.
you got to order the newer menu items because like the Grand Slam and stuff like that is all old usually. They made it hours ago.
I would say that I love Denny's when my mother had Alzheimer's because we would take her there, and it was like right next door to Sunrise where they had what is it? How do I put this in a way that won't piss people off? Uh, uh, Alzheimer's. She was in the what do they call it when you're
Late stages.
yeah, no, but they called it something care, brain care, or something like that, instead of like Puddinhead care. And and I'm looking Carnegie Deli and dinner and cafe. We went to Carnegie's for breakfast. It was pretty good. The cake was the best. Uh,
Where's that?
I'm
Look at him.
That's down in Vienna on the other side.
Oh, interesting.
It's not.
You
I
know
was
what I
looking.
had a an ad for the other day that you're gonna like. You remember the sandwich restaurant Chasing the Sub?
Yeah,
Yeah, so they actually rebranded as the Sandwich Shop in Vienna, which I didn't
really.
realize. Yeah,
Oh,
and I thought
why
that
would
was
they
interesting because they did a coleslaw, but it was a carrot slaw on a
love
Reuben,
that?
and it was like you say it's not gonna be good. No, it made a lot of sense. It made a
Yeah.
lot of sense, and it tasted really good.
Hearth. That's the Hilton answer to the other. I've eaten there, and that's pretty good.
I remember I went there when I was a kid with you,
Yep,
and they
we
gave
ate in the
me
Hilton at Tyson's Corner because it
and they
was
gave
one
me
of those special occasions.
it's like a bone marrow thing or something that we ate. I
Yeah.
remember it was interesting.
Oh wow, I'm looking at Paris Baguette. That's a place I used to eat
That's
it.
Japanese owned, funny enough.
Really,
Yep.
but I would eat
Originated in
there,
Japan.
and then on the way to work every day, stop by, and there was a place that had oatmeal, and I would get oatmeal at 29th, and I would be walking up 29th Street to Fifth Avenue, which is where the office was, and I was on Eighth, so I would go Seventh, Sixth, Fifth, and avenues in New York are three times as long or twice as long as streets. So and I think it was between Sixth and Seventh, and I'm on Eighth,
Mm.
so I'd go up and it was on the corner, maybe 4 blocks over from Madison Square Garden, and there's a it was one of those healthy places. It was like Truist or True that which is a bank, but not that.
Yeah.
Uh, it kind of was like a Whole Foods, whatever, but it was only you. It was food by the pound, but then they also did all sorts of oatmeal breakfasts, and people went in there for every type of weird ass coffee. I want the half calf with this
Macchiato.
with the celery dust and the
Well, I'll tell
and
you,
the
I hate
and
oatmeal.
all that.
I'm not an
Oh,
oatmeal guy.
I did. Now I would not eat oatmeal by itself, but they did oatmeal with pecans, and it was oatmeal with four items. I had brown sugar, I had blueberries, almonds, no, pecans, and then I would put something else in. What the fuck else would I do? There was one other thing that I put in there.
Cranberries.
Cranberries.
Oh wow.
And I would
Look at me
and I
reading your
would
mind.
and I would sometimes I would just do strawberries and blueberries. Sometimes I would do bananas and blueberries and strawberries and pecans. And it was just like and the tub was about this big. It was like $7 for like not a lot. But it was sugar, fruit sugar, and it was just give me a buzz.
If we're
Just
on the
wow.
concept of breakfast currently,
Mhm.
why did McDonald's end their 24/7 breakfast? I feel like they were making money hand over fist that way because the breakfast is better than most of the menu items to begin with.
Well, there's something to be said for uh uh what do you call it? Desire.
Yeah.
Because if you have something on all the time, I can get it anytime I want. There's not an end
Interesting.
to it, right? So there's no stampeding to the door to get breakfast.
They did
I'll
that for
get breakfast
years,
anytime I
though.
want. Now there's another thing that can happen too. If everybody's eating breakfast, nobody's buying higher margin
Uh,
items. Like if you're eating breakfast all the time, are you always getting a Coke? Are you getting water? Are you always, if you're eating breakfast all the time, are you getting a bag of French fries, which costs more than a hash brown? which the margin I'm sure is fatter. Are you getting if you get a hamburger, this Happy Meal, whatever the hell it is, crap, you would get you can
Step
the
into my
items.
office. We're going to hire you on as a franchise owner. So please
Right.
give
Well,
us
you can what you want to
$8,000.
do is you want to sell items that have wider margins along with ones that are sort of bring you in and gimmies. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, soda costs like 3 cents to make, and the cup costs 4 or 5 cents or 9 cents. I don't know what it is, but they charge you $1.99.
And then the
So they
machine
may make
uptake
nothing on
or
the food that they sell you,
cleaning too.
provided you get a Coke. And if you get a Coke for which now is 2.50, or
It used
is
to
it
be
two?
$1 any size, which is
It's two
was that
ninety
iced
nine.
coffee?
It's
I think
two
that was
ninety
iced coffee.
nine at Five Guys. You believe that?
Crazy. Five Guys is highway robbery, and the last time I had it, it was foul. It was upsetting.
The cheeseburger is the best after 2 bottles of wine. I
What
just can't.
else? Oh yeah,
And a
that's
little
fair.
one. I don't want the big one. Well, the thing is, I'm kind of leaning towards the bigger one because I'm fatter and older. But also, here's a weird thing. They talk about breakfast and how you're the most important meal of the day, blah, 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 and you eat this and all that. But we've seen what our nutritional experts have done through the years and told us that everybody has to drink milk, and now nobody has to drink milk.
Oh, it's all a bunch of
And then
lies.
everybody has to do
Eat
this.
what you
everybody has
want.
to do
Who
that.
cares?
So, well, right now, for me, when I wake up in the morning, typically I don't want anything.
Me
I'm
too.
not, and it is not true that your metabolism needs to start again,
It already
because
exists.
if it did, you would be dead. Okay,
Yeah.
your metabolism is always working.
Or to
So don't
speed up your
believe-
metabolism, or to navigate it
Eat
in
a
any
friggin'
sort of
candy
sense.
bar. I mean, that's no.
No,
Eat a banana.
That doesn't make any sense. It's all been a
so
lie.
I would, and the only way for me to drop a little weight is to eat my 2 meals a day instead of 3. I snack late, and if I eat a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner, I'm gaining weight. I don't need that many calories because I don't burn that many calories. Even when I
Exactly.
walk the dogs, even when I work out downstairs in the gym, I get 11,000 steps in yesterday, and my calorie count is higher if I eat breakfast. I can't afford to.
Calories in, calories out. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah,
like,
well,
here's
you know,
this
fat-
ab exercise that you need to do to build a six pack. It's like, no, train it like any other muscle.
I do. Yeah.
Train it 2 to 3 times a week. Do
I do
3 to
70
4 sets of for maybe 3 exercises. You'll be
I'm
fine.
doing sit-ups.
There you go.
I do. What else should I do?
Sit-ups. I like cherry pickers. Cherry
don't even
pickers
know
are
what-
really good. You put your ankles straight up in the air, and then you touch your ankles. Like
Okay.
this. Go from a flat like that.
I can't even raise myself. I'm too fat. I'm going to try that. 'Cause
Cherry pickers
anything
are
going,
really good.
anything that's not really
Russian
stressing on my
twist.
knee.
Russian twist, then it would be good.
Yeah, that's a good one, but I don't have any balance, and my ass hurts because I don't have one.
Well, you don't have
So
any balance. You can do it standing on a cable machine.
I am
really
working
good one.
I'm working on the balance every time now because I do
Palov
floor
press.
and I do balance.
Palov press is good.
So what about rowing again? Because I was looking at that machine, saying I haven't done that in a while.
That's
I
a
wonder if
really
that
good
would-
calorie burner. That is
How is that for your
probably
belly?
the best calorie burner aside from the step mill or the Stairmaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I should do is when you exercise before you eat breakfast, do you start with the hard exercise, or do you wait until the end and do it?
I always do the hardest thing first. That's what I
Okay.
always do. But
So
I
I
need
should-
to warm
so-
up though. Make sure there's blood in those tendons before
I don't
you start
even
doing
I don't
anything.
even I don't do that. That's you think a lion warms up when he kills a deer?
Yeah, a lion though doesn't tear his Achilles, so I mean that's just what I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say.
true. Or his quadriceps.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this fat bastard has done both.
Cordyceps.
Yeah, my
But yeah.
cordyceps. Yeah.
What
in the
about
olden
breakfast? What do you think about crab omelet? What are your opinions on a crab
No,
omelet? Or
seafood and breakfast is for, even though I loved that.
crab cake Benedict? What do you think about a crab cake Benedict?
No, that makes me want to go, hey, just a minute. I need to go to the bathroom because I need to boot. Okay.
What about smoked
That's what
salmon? Smoked salmon?
I think you have to go with one or the other.
Salmon on a bagel?
I cannot eat eggs and seafood. It just,
Ooh, yeah.
like when we
Texture
did the,
nightmare. Yeah.
when we did the Ritz-Carlton breakfast
Yep.
before you were born, I did not eat any eggs. I could not. It was like, it just, Seafood and eggs do not mix. It's the same thing as hot dogs and eggs. They just don't. They're just something that I cannot
Crab
imagine.
cake Benedict, I can do. Smoked salmon,
Yeah.
I can't do anymore. I ate too much smoked salmon 1 year. Can't ever eat it
Yeah.
ever again. I can't
I
do
can
it.
eat it for lunch on a sandwich for a
I
bagel.
can't do that. I can't do
If you
smoked
put
salmon
if you
for
put
the rest of my
smoked
life,
salmon
probably.
on a sandwich and then you put other meat or other things that went with it, I think that'd be kind of
Well,
cool.
that's where you get the onion and the capers and the dill. That's the only way
Okay.
that you can do it is that it counteracts
It frogs you out. Yeah.
the fishiness. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you can smell the fish, it's too old.
Trying to think of another You know what I think about too is when me and Sean drove from Arizona all the way through California up to Alberta,
Yeah.
across from Alberta to Maine. We ate at a lot of Holiday Inns, and a
Mhm.
Holiday Inn always has the eggs.
Oh, the breakfast eggs. Yeah, like Holiday Inn
Yeah.
Express. Because I,
They're all
I ate there
chunky.
for 10 years.
Yeah, it's not great, but it'll do. You know,
Because
you
they
get a
had
bagel. You can make a breakfast sandwich. I mean, that's
they
what I
had a
did.
biscuit. They had a biscuit. They had the little round cylinder sausages, or they had the links. I like the links better, but the cylinders were okay for the biscuit because the biscuits were the best. And then they had the sausage gravy, and then they had this egg that was an omelet that they folded it. They made it folded. They were all exactly the same. I assume it was powder. I don't know. Nothing was ever scrambled. It was always this folded omelet type thing. So you could put the three of them on a biscuit and you could eat it, you know.
Mm.
And there were always on that hotel because it was cheap. There were just it was everybody. Nobody spoke English there. Everybody was like Hungarian or Czech or Nordic
Are you talking about
or
New York?
Swedish. Yeah. So it was so interesting to go there for breakfast and sit down and I drank my 3 cups of coffee and eat my little sandwich. And I would only do that because I wanted to sit and listen to people talk because it was so interesting because you would hear them and they would look at you waiting for you to. And I would go down there and they had little tiny tables that, 2 people sat at it or 3, but I'd go by myself and go sit and I eat my little breakfast, have my briefcase and all that stuff, going to go out the door and walk my 6 blocks to get to the office. And it was just the neatest thing to look around and to listen to people. And there were people there with kids and all that kind of stuff like that with and they're yelling at the kids in a different language. And I always love that. I just love that.
Clifford, eat your French fries.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I remember in Germany, the wife and I were at a hotel, and no, it wasn't Germany, it was Paris. We were in a hotel, and it might have been that same trip. No, it wasn't. It was later. It was a much better hotel. They had a really nice breakfast space downstairs, and we were eating breakfast and we're sitting over there and we're talking and being all romantic and all that kind of happy horse shit where the next morning you brush your teeth so you can kiss each other.
Yeah, when you
So
fall in love and
it was
whatever,
really
you know.
early in the relationship, not now where you get away from me, you bastard. No, it's not that. But there was this German couple and they were talking, and had the short, choppy German. I don't know how to speak German. In that real harsh tone.
Ich bin Berliner. What does
Right.
he say?
Yeah, Berliner. And then there was a mother and a father and a little kid, and the little kid was like 6. And they were like putting food on his plate. And he was, nine, nine, nine. And he just kept yelling that. And they were looking around, embarrassed parents. And this was so funny because they were like trying to put vegetables or green shit or whatever stuff that's good for kids at the time. And I really wasn't looking too closely at the food, but the kid was like, nine.
It's a universal experience.
And it was just like, oh my God, it happens everywhere. And it was just so, yes, I love this. This was wonderful. What a wonderful experience,
Wonderful.
That might have been in Venice, now that I think about it. Because we had already had a kid and we already knew that you guys were shits, and that you could be shits, not that you were.
Yeah.
And there was no controlling it. And, people say, you can control your children. Yeah, if you,
No, you can't.
with a cattle prod, but then that's
Well, I feel like
illegal.
today people are not trying nearly as hard. I don't know.
Right. Well,
It seems like
because
they
people have accepted the fact that kids can do anything and kids are the center of the universe. And I mean, when I was growing up, if parents met, we would leave the room.
Well, the whole
Now-
thing for me, it's like you guys had sex Why is
Yeah.
that my fault? Why is that my
Yeah.
fault? Why do I have to
Right.
deal with you guys having sex? Don't
Well, I
make it
think the
my
reason
problem.
we had sex is so you could wipe our ass when we're old.
No, no, not you. I'm talking about parents in
Well,
public
that's
with
the
the
only reason we
kids.
had sex is so you could wipe our ass when we're old.
Exactly. But no, I'm
Isn't
talking
that
about
why all parents
parents
do it?
in public with their kids and they're screaming. They're like, well, like, mothers and fathers should be the most appreciated people in the world. I'm like, why? But
No,
why?
no,
No, procreation
I don't buy
doesn't
that.
make you higher on a level of, I don't know, of people.
No, it
Having
doesn't.
a kid doesn't make you more special than anybody else.
No, it
Sorry.
doesn't.
Who cares?
You're what to me, it's the same as telling me I should believe in your religion.
You created a problem for yourself and you
It's
have to deal with it. And
what
that's just
I
it.
don't see it as I see it as I have tolerance, and I notice that people that have children that have had children have more tolerance than people that haven't, because people that haven't don't understand and don't have the same sense of what it is to try to get a little monkey to do something for you. Not that they have to, not that they have to be understanding. None of that has to happen. I can see it. We were that way. We were the ones that thought that we were child free. We were not childless, and we always thought that if we ever had a kid, that he would do everything that we thought, and and he wouldn't be the guy screaming on the plane. He wouldn't be the one doing this. He wouldn't. And we were dead friggin' wrong, because you can't choke the shit out of a kid in a Safeway line. You just can't.
Unfortunately.
You can grab his hand and you can break all the bones in his hand, but you know what happens? Then the guy's crippled, and then all of a sudden people get all freaky when you break your kid's hands in bunches of pizzas.
I don't know why they would,
And then he cries anyway and louder, so then you got to stick a sock in his mouth. And when I do that in Safeway, they really get weird. What are you doing? Well, I'm trying to make him quiet.
Well, I'll tell you a story about breakfast. Thunder
Yeah.
Bay, Canada. I think it's
Yeah.
in the Saskatchewan province,
Uh-huh.
or territory. Sorry, not province.
Okay.
And so we wake up. Me and Sean wake up. We go downstairs to the breakfast place. She's getting the breakfast ready. She's like 70 years old or something. She's like,
Yeah.
it'll be ready in 5 minutes. It's early. And I'm like, okay.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
back 5 minutes later. She's like, you have to pick up the spoon for the eggs like this, and you have to set it down here. You have to do. And she's giving this 10-minute tutorial on how to put things on your plate at breakfast. And me and Sean are like trying not to laugh. Like we're really trying not to laugh. We sit down after we feed ourselves. A guy comes in. He picks up the spoon in the wrong way, and then he cross contaminates because he takes the egg spoon and he gets the bacon. She's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God." And then she like gives him a 15-minute tutorial on how to set his breakfast, and it's the funniest thing. And then another guy comes in, and then it's like the line starts to build because she has to give each person this tutorial.
Yeah.
How to put breakfast on your plate, and it was so.
Oh my gosh.
I will never forget that. I thought that was so funny. Oh my gosh, absolutely hilarious.
I just did a search of breakfast in my photos. I have 75 pictures.
A breakfast.
Yep.
What's the best
Yeah.
one? What's the best one that you have?
I sent you one. I like that. I like
Let's see the.
there's another one, BLT. I love a BLT.
I do love
got
a
it.
BLT as well. What the hell is this? Did you make
Here's
this?
one. Oh, here's one. This is really good. This is Ocean City.
I don't even know how I really feel about honey baked ham when I think about it.
Oh no. What about chicken and waffles for breakfast?
Not a big sweet guy.
Oh my God.
Cherry tomatoes
don't
on
know-
a sandwich is not my thing either. I don't like cherry
God.
tomatoes.
Really?
I like regular tomato.
I'm a chicken and waffles guy if it's got the rights. Well, if you look at that last chicken and
Sausage
waffles I showed
gravy is
you,
my jam. I love sausage gravy.
I have a chicken and waffles there, and there's a beer.
That's funny. Sausage
like,
gravy is
whoa.
my thing. I like sausage gravy over
Mhm.
biscuits. Normally, it's good, but I got to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Chicken fried steak. I like a chicken fried steak for
Oh
breakfast.
yeah,
Chicken fried steak for breakfast is great.
But I can only do that every so often. It's not something I can do.
no, I
This
couldn't do that on
here-
a daily basis.
This breakfast that I'm sending you, this next two,
What is this? Eggs Benedict? Is that
No.
from the pandemic?
that's Cartagena.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
That's from
We made
and
eggs
I would.
Benedict during the pandemic. Making the what is it, hollandaise? You can make it in a
Mhm.
blender a lot easier than you
Yeah,
can make it in a double boiler.
yeah.
What is this sauce on the side? Looks weird.
Look at that stuff.
It's like
Oh wow.
mustard and stuff. I don't know.
This is uh this is your breakfast, and it looks like there's a Los Filos. Here's one.
Oh, Los Feliz in
Yeah,
California.
this is so funny. Oh, it's a burrito at that breakfast place.
I got food poisoning from that burrito that you
Oh
took a
my God,
picture
this
of.
is the worst. This is the worst.
Man, my hair looks great there.
I just sent you that right there is the
That's
breakfast
actually
pizza.
proof that my hairline isn't receding.
Remember the breakfast pizza?
Breakfast pizza. That was foul.
I sent you a picture of that.
Hold
I did
on,
not realize that that was the worst.
wait 1 second.
And
here.
then the cool thing is I sent you a bunch of pictures that I started looking around that we tend to eat together as a family when we do breakfast, and also or we take pictures of making it, but we do like it's always like that, like your various your girlfriend, the uh uh the different places. Like I have it from Cuba, where your mother and I had a breakfast that we went to somebody's house and they cooked it for us. Is really, really cool. We went to Gemini, Cartagena. We had a breakfast there on the beach. Bogota, we had a breakfast there. Buenos Aires, we had a breakfast there. And I mean, it's like, it's so cool because it's like, of all the meals that I take pictures of, for some reason, it seems like I just looked at my pictures and I wrote and I put in breakfast, 600 photos.
Crazy.
What the? I mean, evidently I eat breakfast a lot, but all of these, but these are not home photos. There's a couple that are home photos, but for the most part, they're all just, on the strip with various different people, that I'm friends with that, hey, we meet for breakfast because I think that it's sort of, I like breakfast to meet people because I think it's more of a wake up. It's more of an introduction. It's more of a you can talk around breakfast more than you talk around lunch.
Yeah.
And it's one third the price of dinner. So, and also a lot of people don't want to stay past the end of their day to talk to somebody about, friends and stuff if you like, but breakfast to me is basically if I go to breakfast with you and then you go on to work or I go to work and we do whatever we do, you feel like you've accomplished something before you even started your day.
That's fair. I agree with that.
And the food is like and and part of the process is saying, does the food suck ass, or is it rotten, or is there frogs crawling in it, or whatever, or is it just, wow, this is something I never would have thought and it's truly exquisite. And those are the kind of things. And it's like, I mean, as I get older, I find that breaking bread with people is a wonderful relationship builder, and it's a great way to stay in contact with people. And I do it with a lot of my friends. I hope I'm their friend or whatever. But I have done this process where I start scheduling people to meet them every quarter, and we will meet for breakfast. Like I meet, and they're, everybody has friends and friends that they'd like to see more, and their first response is, hey, we'll get together soon.
Yep. Every time.
Which is basically, I'm never going to see you again until somehow your mother dies, my mother dies, your kid gets in trouble, my kid gets in trouble, we get divorced, whatever the hell. It's some major thing, or maybe I get tickets and you happen to want to go to the same event.
Well, that was
one of those
funny
random things.
because at the wedding, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't think I've seen these people since the last wedding.
Right.
I was
Well,
crazy.
you don't. Well, that was like what, 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Exactly. 3 years ago. Yeah.
So, and I mean, and you came home, and I purposely scheduled you with a lot of people to see them when you're here because they're always, what's Zach? Because no one cares about me because I'm retired. I'm ready to die. And they want to see where you're going because it's like, hey, let's latch on to the new kid and let's see what he's doing. Well, no, there's
good
excitement.
graces.
There's excitement to, because if you turn out to be 1/10 of as good a human as I am, they will want to be friends with you.
Exactly.
Right?
They've always liked me more than you. I can always feel that,
That's
you
really not saying much. The reason we have friends is because of your wife. I mean, my wife, your mother. And that's it. That's what we do. But as far as breakfast, I was thinking to all the different times. Remember when you were a kid that when you were having a hard morning at home, I would take you to the bus or I would take you to the
Middle school, yeah.
yeah, middle school or elementary school. The last year there, we would go to McDonald's because I would just say, screw it, because you'd be uh, uh, in a way and upset about something, or I was up, or whatever it was. And so,
Unruly.
right. And the best thing for us to do, for me, was to go to McDonald's drive through and get some biscuits. And I remember I would get like what would you get?
Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, yeah.
Yeah, and then the hash brown, and then you would eat my hash brown, you little bastard. And
I don't know
I
where
would
it
come.
went. I don't know where it went.
I don't know where it went.
They didn't give it to us.
I remember that with the teeth. It's hot, 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 hot. It's your second one, you asshole. You know. And then we were playing. What was it? Centerfold.
Oh yeah.
Jamming on Centerfold.
Well, that was
Like
that was elementary school. Yeah.
that was elementary school Centerfold.
Curtain
We would
Call
do that.
Eminem album, and
Yeah.
then also Centerfold, and then sometimes the Smashing Pumpkins. But I don't remember what Smashing Pumpkins song.
Yes, Smashing Pumpkins. We're going to see them in November. I'm
We
coming
are.
there
It's
your
crazy.
way. We're going to go see them, and we're going to throw rocks at Billy Corgan and see if it's head as hard as we think it is. But that's another story altogether. We don't want to go to jail, but
No.
if we're going to send somebody to jail, it's me because I'm not going to live that long. And so if I go to jail, it's going to be like, hey, you're dead soon. Who cares? Give me 100 years. Anyway, thinking about other different types of places. Remember, you used to love to go to, and it just closed recently. What's the 29 one?
Metro 29 closed.
Yeah.
Really? I
That
knew
was
the
the
son
skateboard kid. Yeah, the
of the
skateboard
owner.
kid.
Not Sean Gregoire. It was something like that. Funny enough, Sean Gregoire was my skateboard instructor when I was like 6. I don't know how I remember that. But
Yeah.
I remember yeah. Oh gosh, what was his name? I could see his face. But we knew that guy. I knew that guy from Freedom Plaza. He was the son of the Metro 29 diner. But I guess the dad died, and he was like, "Well, I don't want to." The property value must be crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
the property value's got to be five.
Well, caught on fire,
6.
and
Oh,
then
it
it got
did.
rebuilt, and then it got rebuilt somewhat. And then people were saying, well, there was always just old cars and trucks in the driveway, like, and you were thinking like for sale. Like they had a Wiley's
know that.
Jeep. They had I saw that stuff all the time when I
I
went
never
there.
saw those. Yeah.
I ate, I thought they were okay.
There was one omelet that was really good. It was the spinach, bacon, and feta omelet I talked about at the beginning. Other than that,
How stoned did you have to be to eat that?
I was actually sober when I would eat those.
Really?
Surprisingly, yeah. But the it's funny because the spinach wasn't wet; it was dry. It was not really
Yeah.
dry, but it was like it wasn't like you know what I'm talking about. This spinach
Yep.
water kind of deal. When you bite into it, you get the water. No, it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
like that. No, that omelet was really good. Texture, full of texture, rich texture. What do you think's going in there now? At McDonald's or something?
I don't know.
That's such a weird
It's,
area, isn't it?
It's very weird over there. But remember, there used to be a Fuddruckers over there. But you were talking about the Metro 29.
It's almost
What was the one I
Cherrydale
was
area,
thinking
right?
of?
That's kind of Cherrydale.
We used to go. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Some of the best breakfasts I've had.
Arrow Wine and Cheese is across the street from that, which is kind of cool.
Uh,
I remember going there once.
we went to the one in Arlington. What 29 Drive? What was that? That was on the corner of Columbia Pike and the other, not Columbia Pike, Glebe Road, and it had the best cake. And then your mother and I went to a place called Bob and Edith's, which was on Columbia
Oh,
Pike.
yeah.
When we used to live in what the hell is that place?
There's two
behind there?
locations for that now.
Yeah, well, that one location had the best pie, and I mean the breakfasts were okay, but I mean, it's hard to make eggs really good, but it's easy, and it's I don't think it's that hard to. It shocks me when people fuck them up.
It is
you know?
interesting to talk about diner culture and how that's kind of like the last, I don't know, example of something before corporate minimalism, like these
When I look at
small
diner,
owned
yeah.
businesses are definitely contrasting to
Well,
these
think
cube buildings that are brown or oak kind of on the outside and very chic on the inside, very minimalist, and
Silver
there's the
Diner.
last example of what American culture, I guess, used to be. I don't know.
And Silver Diner is sort of a scoop up of all that, right?
That's like a throwback. That's kind of like I would say, gentrified version of a diner. I would say
Exactly,
that.
because they did that, and then they what did they do? They
There's a chain. It's a chain too. It's only in Virginia, isn't it?
well, it was good for a while, and it peaked, and then quality went down, and then they redid the whole thing, and they became all natural and normal and all that.
Yeah.
And now it's really good, and that's where when we were talking in the beginning, I talked about the Ranchos, whatever the hell it
The
was. What
bison
was?
huevos rancheros.
Oh my God, that
Number
is
one
good.
menu item. Banana
That
waffles
is,
are really good.
yeah.
Banana waffles are. I'm not a sweet guy for breakfast though.
I
Not a
am
sweet guy.
I am thinking, man, I'm really thinking I need I sent you that one from Marrakesh, that breakfast. That
What
was
was it?
really wild. It's sort of off the cuff. Uh I don't know how you it's actually a video and it's from Marrakesh. I mean, that's what's so interesting is when I look at all the different pictures and stuff, and I'm going through them as I'm talking, that
Mm.
this is from like 4 years ago, and it was just tons of items. And we stayed at this hotel, Jim and I did, when you walk down, and the breakfast table for the self-serve, plus they had an omelet guy, and the breakfast table was probably 30 yards long, just with every type of
Sounds
pastry.
like Vegas.
They had a section of pastry. They had like 30 different pastries. And then they had two or three egg guys. And then they had like all the cheeses and meats and stuff like that you make little sandwiches with. Because they do that in Europe, and they also do it in, of course, this is where the hell's Marrakesh? Morocco. They did it there, and it was just like an amazing, amazing breakfast. I was shocked by how many it was. It was similar in some respects to the Ritz Carlton, but it didn't have the same number of like seafood things. It didn't have crab and stuff like that. They had fresh bass and or whatever the hell they pulled out of the ocean right there. So
Well, I
it
remember
was
we were
more
in
that.
Lisbon, and
Yeah,
there was a what was it? It was like $25 or Portuguese dollars per person,
yeah,
and it was mainly pastries. A lot of pastries. You could do an omelet,
yeah,
but majoritively pastries, and I found that interesting. But I
yeah.
don't
I'm
know.
not
I'm
a
not a big pastry guy. Maybe a Danish in the middle of the day, but not at the beginning. I don't
no.
know. I
Well,
like a
because
cheese Danish sometimes, not a lot though.
it's something that uh, I've eaten 1,000 times.
Cheese Danish.
Yeah, and I've
The
eaten a
ones in the
thousand,
plastic bags are nasty.
and I've eaten a
Those,
thousand
those
different.
ones.
Yeah,
Oh my
we
god,
used to
those
buy
are the
those. That was our,
those are
you
foul.
know, in the olden days, the sticky buns and all that kind of
Honey
stuff
bun,
like
yeah.
that. Honey buns, donuts, different types of donuts. I mean, everything under the sun. And then one thing you have to realize though is you get older. If you eat like that in the morning, you can't eat the rest of the day. Otherwise, your turkey neck is going to be drooping down to your boobs. It's
You
like
can't grow
you
accustomed to that, yeah.
right. You don't want to be one of those. What are those frogs that have the big, where their necks are so big that they can blow up and they can hold a small
Bullfrog.
child in there, and you're like, no, no,
The
I
pelican
don't.
of frogs, they call it, yeah.
Right. I do not want to be that.
The
And
pelican
it's
of
like
frogs.
there's a point where you feel that we don't need that. We don't want to be there. You know.
I completely
Well, I'm
agree.
looking at
But
all the different.
you're a Chilaquiles fan.
Who?
Chilaquiles.
What?
The chips for breakfast with the sauce.
What?
Chilaquiles.
No, I don't know what that is.
You ate it
Oh,
at the diner that one time in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 1995.
oh, here's a good one.
I remember that. I remember that story.
Do you
I guess I
remember?
remember it and you don't.
Do you remember at Rehoboth Beach?
The
We
drag
had
brunch.
drag brunch. Yeah, that
That
was
was
that was
good.
amazing.
That was
That
a
was
good
really
time.
amazing. Yep. That
Oh, the
was
Robin Hood too. I remember the Robin Hood
Yeah, the Robin Hood was a very, very we went there
staple.
every year.
There was the Greek
Yep.
place too. The Greek place is really good.
Yep.
The hash
Yeah.
brown was like a hash brown pie of some sort, and it was like
Oh
two
yeah.
two and a
When
half
you
inches
ran into
tall.
those and you were like,
Well, it
"Whoa,
was like a
this is so."
latke, but it was like a latke pie or something.
hmm
I
Yeah.
remember
Well,
that.
that's the problem is you would get something like that and you would eat that and then you couldn't eat anything else, or you become a swole-gutted pig and you have to go back and take a nap at 10 o'clock in the morning after you've eaten for an hour and a half,
Yeah,
and you
I've
and
done
you
that
can't
before.
plan a full day. And if you're in a country that you're going to be in for 10 days as opposed to 6 weeks or something, you don't want to focus on eating until later in the day because then you're gonna like tire yourself out, and I
Mm.
can't. That's why for me, lunch is usually a bigger meal than dinner.
Mm.
I mean, then breakfast, and which breakfast now is almost non-existent. And a lot of times, what I like to do is just eat a big meal at lunch and then nibble at dinner. But the problem with that is that
The
then all of a
snacking
sudden, yeah, then all of a sudden
becomes evil.
I'm
I'm
having
an
a
evil
cheddar
snacking
burger at
man.
9:30 at 7-Eleven, and you're like, whoa. And I don't, and if I eat a
You've eaten
truck
a burger
stopper,
at 7-Eleven?
yeah,
Really? How was it?
cheddar burgers used to be great. Truck stoppers are the things
I've
that made you puke.
never had
Truck
one at
stoppers make you puke in
7-Eleven.
the parking lot. That's
I
what used to
like
always do.
the hot dogs were good. The Big Bite. I like the Big Bite.
Yeah.
The Picante Big Bite. Yeah.
When my brother was in college, the dead one, the in Mary Washington, I would go down and stay at his place on the weekends, and I would drive down there in the Pinto because he had a girlfriend at the time in Richmond, and he would take the car and do it, and they would come back on Sundays. And usually I was hungover Sundays, and we would Saturday nights I would go out with one of his roommates, friends, or somebody. Oh, come, we're going to a party, and I'd have an ID and I get drunk, and everybody went to 7-Eleven because everything closed at midnight. And you go to 7-Eleven at 1 o'clock in the morning and you get a truck stopper and you just boot in the parking lot, just patches of it everywhere. And this was the college life. And I was, 16 and getting me ready to be an alcoholic. Maybe I already was at that point. Who knows? Anyway, I don't know why I just thought about the cheeseburger because those are the cheeseburgers. That's where I learned how to eat cheddar burgers. That's where I had the truck stopper.
You had to learn how
And
to
the
eat a
truck,
cheddar burger.
well, you had to cook it the right amount. And this is microwave. This is in the early days of having, I remember my neighbor had a microwave in like the late 70s. And this is early 80s. No, this would have been late 70s too, mid 70s. So microwave was not around, and all of a sudden they had this thing that you could take something out of something and put it in a machine, and it comes out, and it's blistering hot in the center, and the outside's cold. Or no, if you cooked it on the right time, it was usually pretty good. The cheddar burgers are really good. The truck stoppers, sometimes you'd look at them and they were supposed to have turkey, and the turkey was a little green,
Mm.
which just for all you people out there, if you get a sandwich and the meat is not a color that it should be, here is a key piece of advice: you should not eat it
Completely
because
agree.
you
Completely agree with
will
that.
you will regret it. And I can tell you this from you know. And the thing is I didn't learn it the first time. The first couple times I booted after eating a truck stopper, I thought it was
The first couple times.
yeah, I thought it was the booze, and then I realized that it was the green turkey. So the key is that when you go to 7-Eleven, if they still I don't even know if they still have truck stoppers, the kind of soft sandwiches,
Mhm.
they would have them lined up, and I think people weren't eating truck stoppers because they were a new thing, and you know and
Wow.
this is the mid 70s, and I would go in there, and you're hammered, and you usually people get an oversized bag of potato chips and a couple candy bars, and then they leave. Whereas I would eat that food, and come out and paint the parking lot. You know, the good old days. That's what we used to do when we were little kids. Oh my gosh! I think Ben, what other would you, if you could? if you could only have, this is tough. If you could only have one thing for the rest of your life for breakfast, what would it be?
Some sort of variation of a bagel sandwich, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to
Because
do
I'm not a
that.
big omelet guy. I don't
No.
know. I'm
I
not a big
love
omelet guy. Too much egg.
I had somebody, where the heck, I don't remember where it was, but it's in one of my
Oh,
recent
breakfast burrito.
travels
What am I talking about? Some sort of variation of a breakfast burrito.
I had yeah, I think a breakfast burrito or a breakfast burrito on a bagel. No, you couldn't do that. Anyway, I would I'm trying to think, but yeah, I think I could probably eat breakfast burritos from now until I died.
Yeah, right.
And just
I
as
love a
long as you
breakfast
can
burrito.
mix the ingredients up inside, because I always like the black beans, and I feel like I
I
don't
do
eat
no
enough black
beans
beans in
normally.
life.
No beans.
Really?
No. Tater tots instead.
The You don't mix the two? What, are you kidding me?
I don't think I've had beans in there.
Oh my God.
It's been a while since I've
You
had
can't get
beans or
maximum
rice.
gas with just tater tots. You know, you got to
Bacon,
throw in a little,
egg,
you got to
tater
throw in the
tot. I
Yep.
can't remember the last time beans have been in
black
there.
bean or
I really
rice.
don't remember.
You use rice?
No, no rice.
Usually there's filler, man. There's got to be filler in there.
I'm
Otherwise
shocked
you're-
that, yeah, now that you talk about it, I don't remember the last time that I had beans or rice in a breakfast burrito. I can't remember.
Really?
No,
I
it's
just
always
had
very
them
egg heavy.
yesterday. I had black beans, sausage, no rice.
That's an
black beans
authentic
instead
one.
of rice. Sausage, salsa, what the hell else? Cheddar cheese. What else was in there?
Well, I'll tell you something very serious about the older I get. I'm no
Yeah.
longer a black bean man. I'm a pinto bean man. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that with
really?
full confidence. Yes.
Oh
No,
my
the
God.
transition
I'm gonna have to
happened
throw some
sometime
racism
about
at you on that.
2 years ago, and pinto bean all the way. Oh my
Really?
gosh, so much better. Tastes better.
Is that because you want to drive a smaller car?
I don't know what that means.
A Pinto. That's a
Oh,
car.
that's funny. That's a good one.
Okay.
Like that.
Or
Well, I
that
think we're at time
or that you want to
here.
burn to death.
I think we're at time here. So I'm going to
Remember that.
say thank you guys for listening. As always, check out our website. And every Friday we're coming out with these episodes. So
I love it.
You got anything else?
I was going to say Eggs Benedict too. I
Oh,
love that.
yeah.
Eggs
Benedict's really
Benedict
good.
and unlimited champagne will make the breakfast and the day the most fun you'll ever have had. The problem is that the next day really sucks, and your memory doesn't really work that well.
That's a good note to go out on.
So if you have dementia, drink all the champagne you want, right?
All of it.
I wonder if you get your memory back if you drink champagne.
That's actually a good question. That's a
Wow.
very good question.
We'll have to do that next time you're here. We'll go to the Alzheimer's facility and we will get everybody shit faced, and then we'll see if they're no more. What do you
Sounds
think?
like
I think that's a
a
great
good
study.
experiment.
Yes, that's a good one.
Bye-bye.
Party on, man.